Good evening and welcome to Wapakoneta High School. It is Division IV District Semifinal matchup night. And for your viewing pleasure this evening, we have the New Bremen Cardinals and the Lima Central Catholic Thunderbirds. Tonight's pregame is brought to you by Lima Chevrolet Cadillac, the area's premier Chevrolet Cadillac dealer in the greater Lima area, serving Lima for over 100 years, and we are proud to call this home. Mark Shine, John Zerby here. John, in his district semifinal match, these two teams have not matched up with each other this year, but they've had interesting years. How about New Bremen, first of all, in their season?
Well, I think one of the things about New Bremen is they play a really difficult schedule in the MAC, and they're kind of battle tested, I would say. Now, the MAC, I think, has been down a little bit this year, but New Bremen, has had a lot of success. I feel like it's one of those nights where LCC is expected to win, and so there's really no pressure on New Bremen. They can come out and play their very best and just see how they match up against the T-Birds.
Well, they have 13 losses due to the Cardinals, and 9 of them by 5 points or less, so they are in every game, and they are battle tests, as you said.
Yeah, and they're athletic. We've seen that from other sports. They've got a lot of these athletes playing multiple sports, so at any point they can really make a run and surprise LCC.
LCC comes in at 22-2. They're on a roll right now. They've got a lot of really good athletes and talented players.
From the get-go, they've been on a roll. From the tip-off earlier in the year, they've just been flying high, and I really expect them to come out tonight with a lot of confidence. 22-2, what an incredible season, first year for Coach Sean Powell. But there's some guys that we're going to talk about here in just a few moments that I think are going to be real key to this game tonight.
It's our pregame show. We're going to come back with just a moment with John's keys to the game. You're watching high school basketball on WOSN. Welcome back to Wapakoneta High School. It's Division IV District semifinal matchup this evening. It is time for our keys to the game. They are brought to you tonight by Lima Chevrolet Cadillac, the area's premier Chevrolet and Cadillac dealer in the greater Lima area. Serving Lima for over 100 years, we are proud to call this home. John, let's talk about this New Bremen team. First of all, they're at 11-13 on the season. How about keys to the game tonight for the Cardinals?
Well, I think anytime you play LCC, I don't think it matters if it's New Bremen or the Lakers, whoever is playing LCC, you got to play solid defense. You look at all these athletes that play for the T-Birds, solid defense, eliminating any mistakes defensively is going to be a huge thing for New Bremen tonight. Rebounding. You cannot give LCC second opportunities. You got to rebound both on the offensive side of the ball and also defensively as well. Finally, Mark, and I don't even know if this is a really good key, but slow the game down, change the tempo, or just get LCC out of what they do. The reality is that they're so athletic, so well coached, they're so good. Just taking them out of what they want to do, I think, is going to be really important.
Well, this Thunderbird team is ranked number 5 in the state as we began the tournament. They were the number 1 seed in this district. How about keys to the game for Sean Powell's team?
It starts with a few guys. They've got a lot of good players here, but I'm saying this. They got to foster a winning attitude. Willie Foster, DeMar Foster. When those two guys are playing at a high level, Mark, LCC is unstoppable. They are really at their very best when these two guys, and it's not necessarily even scoring, but it's just playing great defense, creating turnovers, getting up and down the floor. They really are impressive to watch. They have an athletic advantage tonight, LCC. They've got size, Billy Burke inside. I love the way he plays. And they just have a real athletic advantage tonight. Don't just rely on that, but use it as an advantage and get out in front of New Bremen. And finally, this is like the easiest thing said. Parker and Pretty. I was trying to think of something creative. There's nothing. Carson Parker, Jordan Pretty, incredible players. When they've had tough games, those two guys have been the centerpieces of what they do. Just rely on them tonight, and if you do, you'll probably have a good chance of winning. That's our keys to the game. Thank you, John. The keys are brought to you tonight by Lima Chevrolet Cadillac, the area's premier Chevrolet and Cadillac dealer in the greater Lima area, serving Lima for over 100 years, and we are proud to call this our home. We're going to take one more break. We're going to come back with the starting lineups and the tip-off. You're coming up next. You're watching high school basketball on WOSN. We're back to Wapakoneta High School. Tonight's scoreboard sponsor is Ultimate Outdoor. Bring resort-style living to your backyard every day with luxury outdoor space by Ultimate Outdoor. Automated pergolas, retractable walls and screens, outdoor furniture, and outdoor kitchens. Mark Shine, John Zerby. Let's go through our starting lineup. First of all, for the Bremen Cardinals, they were 11-13, 4-5 in the MAC. Head coach Corey Stevens. They will start number 2, Aaron Tiemann, 6-foot senior, averages 11 a game and 4 rebounds, 2 steals, and 2 assists. Number 3, Jackson Ledhartz, 6'4 senior, averages 9.5 points per game and almost 6 rebounds. Number 5, Keaton Putoff, 6'3 senior, 10.7 points per game, 3.7 rebounds, almost 2 steals. Number 15 is Rogan Muther, 5'11 junior, averaging 7 a game,
And number 22 is Hayden Zeller. He is a 6'5 senior, averaging 8 points and 4 rebounds per game. New Bremen scores it at 55.3. They give up 51.3. For Lima Central Catholic Thunderbirds, they will go this way. For Coach Sean Powell, 22-2 on the season. They will go with Jordan Pretty. Jordan's a 6'2 sophomore, averaging 14.9 points per game and 48 made three-point field goals. Number 1 is Willie Foster, a 6'1 sophomore, 10.7 per game. Number 2 is Carson Parker, 6'4 senior at 10.4 points per game. DeMar Foster wears number 5. He is a 5'10 senior, averages 7.5 points per game. And number 14 is Billy Burke. He is a 6-foot senior at 5.6 points per game. John, you talk a lot about what this team brings here as far as New Bremen. They will play 10 guys, and foul problems, other than perhaps Aaron Tiemann, not a big problem for them tonight.
Now they're going to need to use all 10 because the reality is that one of the ways that they can maybe slow LCC down is to put them at the free throw line, because if they try to get into a running match with the T-Birds, they're just going to be out-athleted. So having a deep bench is going to play to an advantage for New Bremen tonight.
Our officials this evening are Alan Kramer, Anthony Schwieterman, and Jim Stahl. WSM will be back here on Friday evening for the championship game. That will be a 6 o'clock start if you're buying a ticket to get in. It airs at 10 o'clock on our station. That will be on Friday night. And then these two teams going to the Bowling Green Regional next week. We're going to be at Bowling Green all next week with WSN and WTLW. So looking forward to seeing perhaps one of these two teams or one of the two teams for our next game, that being Marion Local and St. Henry.
Well, I think between the 4 teams here in the district final, we have some great choices.
We do.
I mean, we have some well representation from our area. Playing at Bowling Green is such an awesome atmosphere as well. As we look at the bracket, I mean, Marion Local St. Henry is going to be a fun one in the next game here. But this game, I think, is going to be interesting. You have New Bremen, who, you just look at it from the on paper and you think LCC is going to be a runaway. I don't think that's going to be this case. I think it's going to be a physical, aggressive, impressive game.
I think I would agree with that, and I think we're going to have a really interesting matchup for our officials to handle because of the speed and quickness and hands that the LCC can put on the ball and the bigger body sizes perhaps that you can get from the New Bremen Cardinals. LCC, 9 times they've been to the state tournament. They won it 3 times, 2010, 14, and 16. New Bremen's been to the state tournament just once, way back in 1960. So a lot on the line for both of these teams. Burke goes to center circle. He jumps with Hayden Zeller. And we are underway for Division 4 District semifinal action. And the ball is banged in the backcourt where DeMar Foster tracks it down. And here's that half-court trap right away. You see they got big number 5 out on top. That's Keaton Putoff, 6'3", long arms. He makes reversing the ball very difficult. Burke, pass inside Foster, tip loose. That's something Putoff is really, really talented at. Burke inside. DeMar Foster ball fakes to Burke inside. This is Carson Parker for 3 out of the corner. The rebound comes into the hands of Jackson Lenhartz and now into the hands of Rogan Muther and Aaron Tiemann, a first-team all-conference player in the MAC.
And Aaron Tiemann was one who got a hand on that Carson Parker three-point attempt. They defended it pretty well. He got an open look, but Tiemann got his hand on it just enough to throw off Parker's shot.
See, Willie Foster is matched up with Tiemann. Zeller into the lane. Pull-up jumper, banks it in.
I love watching Hayden Zeller on the football field because he's a big tight end, but just watching him in basketball, athletic, gets in the lane and hits the first shot of the game.
Back to the zone go the black-shirted New Bremen Cardinals. Willie Foster. Carson Parker and now DeMar.
And Mark, unless LCC comes out hot shooting from beyond the three-point line, this is a nice matchup for New Bremen, slowing things down, making LCC work for their baskets.
And the drive to the goal with left-handed scoop shot goes DeMar Foster. His first basket for the T-Birds. We're tied at 2.
It's a nice play by Foster, breaking the zone and using his left hand to get that one to fall.
Lenhartz gives it up to Zeller again. He's working on Burke. And the kick out goes to Putoff. Ball got away from Tiemann. Parker goes the other way. Here's Willie Foster for 3. Willie's got a quick 5 in the game. He's got 32 of those made three-point field goals on the season.
And that's the trouble with turning the basketball over. It's tough to get back defensively. LCC so quick down the floor getting an open shot.
Live ball turnovers. There's another live ball turnover. Parker with his hands on that one. Then he challenges Lenhartz and goes to the rim and will draw our first foul of the game.
Was a good take by Carson Parker. He took Jackson Lenhartz, tried to pump fake. He thought maybe he'd go with the fake, took it himself, and Lenhartz just couldn't set his feet. It's going to get Carson Parker the opportunity to get to the free throw line.
Tonight's free throw sponsor is Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken in Lima, Wapak, Delphos, and in St. Mary's. Call Lee's for all your catering needs. Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, where home style happens here. Parker makes his first free throw. 75% free throw shooter on the season. 6'4" senior.
And how many times have we seen Carson Parker this year we know the shot against Lima Senior that, we broadcast on WSN, but just how many times has he been the glue that's kept this team together?
You want to go all the way back to the opening weekend of the season when he defended Beckett Burkey in the Tip-Off Classic and did such a great job in the second half. Teeman working the lane and traveled. Third turnover is a live ball, is a dead ball turnover.
New Bremen's really struggling just to get into an offensive set. Not a lot of patience, and the defense aggressiveness by LCC is causing them all kinds of problems.
You can see that Putoff pushes the press down court a little bit. Jordan Pretty goes baseline. Burke in the lane. Missed a shot. Battle for the rebound. Pretty goes up. He gets a block. Zeller rebounds.
Billy Burke did a nice job of getting open. He might be one that's going to be left open today, but they just couldn't convert on the offensive end.
Luther loses the basketball. Live ball turnover. DeMar to the rim. Off glass, no. Burke tips it to himself. Parker challenges. Burke gets another rebound. And that one finally is corralled by Lenhartz. Luther pull up three. Pretty rebounds.
One of the things we talked about was rebounding. It's keys to the game for New Bremen. LCC getting second opportunities on the offensive end. They've got to step in and box out.
Pretty in the lane. Pull-up jumper. Jordan Pretty's got a basket.
He's one man that doesn't matter where he's at on the floor. You got to keep somebody on him.
And we are going to get a New Bremen Metzger Financial Services timeout. You're watching high school basketball on WOSN. New Bremen timeout. Tonight's timeouts are brought to you by Metzger Financial Services, helping you plan your financial future. Call 419-225-6067 or visit MetzgerFinancialServices.com. 4 turnovers and down 9-2. Cardinals take a timeout.
Well, New Bremen's just struggling to get a shot off right now, Mark. They're not really getting any sets. LCC's defensive aggressiveness, like you said, has forced them to commit 4 turnovers.
Matthew Quatman and Parker Judy entered the basketball game during the timeout.
Beautiful pass, and Keaton Putoff does a good job of not even waiting, just kind of tipping it in and getting New Bremen back on the board here to cut the lead to 5.
Good call coming out of timeout. Judy up inside. He's going to be blocked, but fouled by Aaron Teeman into the free throw line for Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken free throws.
And that's tough for New Bremen, as you see on the replay here. Aaron Teeman defended it good, but Parker Judy just kind of pump faked there at the end. Teeman got a hand on his arm. It's going to put Judy to the free throw line.
Parker Judy has only shot 8 free throws on the season, and he's made 7 of them, now 8 for 9.
Every time I've watched LCC this year, Parker Judy always comes in. You don't hear a lot about him because of so many other athletes on the floor, but I've always been impressed with what he brings to the table. He comes in calm, cool, collective, getting himself to the free throw line.
Rylan Busey, Gavin Quellhurst entered the basketball game as he makes both of those free throws, and it goes to 11-4. Also coming into the basketball game was Angelo Collins, who wears number 23 for the Thunderbirds. Teeman on top. This is Busey, who checked in just a moment ago. Ball's tipped loose. Off we go. Carson Parker. Putoff got a hand on it. And eventually scrambles into the hands of Gavin Quellhurst. Putoff the other way. Zeller inside. Short jumper's long. Rebounded on the backside. And That shot's going to be blocked but fouled. Rylan Busey will get to go to the free throw line.
And Rylan Busey is going to get the opportunity to go to the free throw line, Mark, because he did a great job of boxing out and getting the offensive rebound, putting himself in position off the Zeller miss. And this is really what New Bremen needs to do, fight on the offensive end to get second opportunities.
I want to thank Burke Petroleum for sponsoring our replays this evening. That free throw bounces out, however, for Busey. DeMar Foster, Jordan Priddy back into the basketball game as Coach Powell, substitutes guys in, trying to keep fresh bodies out there. That one also goes a little bit long. A put-off went for the rebound. It's a call for being contact over and through the back.
And that's because Carson Parker did such a great job of boxing out that it left Keaton Putoff no chance other than to go over the back and commit a foul.
Collins inbounds. DeMar Foster now. See Putoff on top of the trap. Here comes right there. But Priddy beats a baseline and picks a pretty pull-up jump shot. He's got 4 in the game.
Yeah, and he's gonna. If he gets going, New Bremen's in trouble. They got to get a body on him and get a hand at his face.
Aaron Tieman's team down 9, and we're going to get a foul that will be called against Matthew Quatman, second on the T-Birds this quarter, his first. Here it is again.
And that's not a bad foul by Matthew Quatman because I think, he's going to come in and bring something a little different maybe from scoring. He's going to bring in some defensive pressure.
Putoff spins into the lane. Collins was going for the steal, and Angelo gets called for his first foul.
Yeah, Angelo Collins comes in, brings a lot to the LCC table, but went a little too far, and Coach Powell's telling him, get your hands up, not out.
Willie Foster, Billy Burke back in. I think that's some really good substitution because you have so much adrenaline coming into a game like this. Yep. Get a little bit of a break, but also get some guys in you might want to use later on in the game.
And that's what LCC does. They do a nice job of, you hear about the 4 or 5 the starters, but nice looking shot there by Hayden Zeller. Yeah.
Yes, Hayden Zeller makes a Speedway Lanes 3-point field goal. He's got 5 in the game. That's only his third made 3 of the season. Great time for him.
Well, Hayden Zeller's kind of kept New Bremen in this game. I mean, it's 13-7 because Hayden Zeller's been there to knock down shots for the Cardinals.
Priddy in the foul line area. Both Burke and Collins in the game, so good size for Coach Powell right now. Collins. DeMar Foster's pass is stolen, but who hit it? Going to go out of bounds off of Thunderbirds. Carson Parker, Rogan Muther back into the game. So is Jackson Lenhartz.
And as LCC's matching up against this 2-3 zone, and you're a former coach, Mark, you know this. You put in a man defense and then you put in typically some kind of zone. It's not unknown to LCC, but the way New Bremen's extending their 2-3 zone, it's really causing LCC issues.
It's one of those things your JV team can't simulate because you don't have the size or athleticism to do so. Tiemann works the lane. Step back, Tiemann, a little long. Here goes Willie Foster the other way. And 1-on-4, he backs it out. To the corner it goes. Jordan Priddy with a good look at 3. He's got 7 in the game as he makes a Speedway Lanes 3-point field goal.
I don't care what defense you're in. You got to guard Jordan Priddy, Mark.
Yes, sir. And headed to the rim that time was Rylan Busey, and he will be fouled by Billy Burke. Billy picks up his first, team's 4th. Comes Keaton Putoff back into the game. Tiemann gets a break. Quahorst is the inbounder. Finally finds Lenhartz. Jackson guarded by Carson Parker. Busey. Working on Burke. Spins into the lane. Burke blocks his shot and rebounds it.
Oh, great defense by Billy Burke. He kept his chest up, his hips down, and his arms up, and he gets the block and the turnover.
60 seconds to go, opening quarter. DeMar Foster. DeMar's got 5 in the opening quarter. And over to brother Willie. Willie would have moved to the goal and finishes. That was pretty.
You don't teach that move,
No.
Mark. That was absolutely beautiful.
Willie's first basket of the game. Here's a deep three by the left-handed Quellhorst. Rebound on the backside, Parker.
And I think if you're Coach Corey Stevens, that's not really the shot you want to take right now. I think you want to set something up and get an open look, and now it's going to give LCC an opportunity for this last shot of the first quarter.
Thunderbirds looking to extend that 11-point lead in the last 11 seconds. Here's Willie to the line and lane again. DeMar. And Pretty gets called for a double dribble with 4 seconds left.
Good job by New Bremen to get back on defense and to wait patiently and to step into those lanes. And I think they got a hand on it, and it looked like they got a hand on it. And Jordan Pretty maybe thought he had an extra dribble, and he did not. Quatman
went into the game. Lots of substitutions. Collins entered as well. Zeller and Tiemann came back in to get a shot if they can. Pull-up jumper. Did he get off at time? He did not. Luther couldn't get it away. Thunderbirds will take the opening 8 minutes, 18-7. You're watching high school basketball, WOSN. Opening quarter goes to the Thunderbirds, 18-7. Our instant replays tonight are brought to you by Burke Petroleum. Now offering propane for residential, farm, commercial, and industrial users. Burke Petroleum, dependable, available. That's 800-776-3097. That's a good Thunderbird quarter right there, John. They played really well.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that we noticed about LCC is I wasn't sure if they would come out too hyped or maybe not hyped enough. It's for them, they've been here before, and so this is just old hat. But I think they came out calm, cool, collective, was patient on the offensive end, trying to figure out that zone, and played really good aggressive defense, creating 6 New Bremen turnovers there in the first quarter.
It'll be Cardinal basketball to start quarter number 2. Pretty has 7 points. Hayden Zeller has 5 of the 7 points for New Bremen. Here's Lenhartz. Backs down, and Parker goes up and defends it, and it bounces in. However, Jackson Lenhart's got a basket, averages 9.5 a game.
I like what Jackson Lenhartz did there. He got good position, pump fake, got good position, and then finally got it to roll.
Coach Powell's done something really good with his press offense. He's got a high post all the time, which makes it difficult to get that second trapper out there. Turnaround jumper, and that bounces out for Carson Parker. Tiemann will go the other way. Lenhartz again. Zeller with Burke guarding him. Zeller to the lane. Blocked by Foster, but Willie's going to get a foul out of it. His first. We're going to head to the free throw line. Tonight's free throw sponsor is Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken in Lima, Wapak, Delphus, and in St. Mary's. Call Lee's for all your catering needs. Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, home style, happens here.
And I think that was a good call, Mark. I mean, it looked like Foster, and I know the LCC faithful wanted that to be a clean block, but it did look like he may have got a little bit of the arm of Hayden Zeller. A really athletic play by Foster, but maybe just a little bit too much.
Hayden Zeller averages 8 points per game. He's a 70% free throw shooter, makes the first, and the second one bounces long, and DeMar Foster goes and gets that rebound. You can see Collins right there, and because of that, Muther has to back up and guard him a little bit, and that takes away the trapping opportunity. See Pretty flashes in there now. Good scheme from Coach Powell. Collins on the baseline. Pretty for 3. He's got 10 already in the basketball game as he nails another Speedway Lanes 3-point field goal.
Like you mentioned, the rotation at the top, I think, was really confusing the Cardinal defense as we see his turnover here.
Willie with a steal. Willie Foster to the rim. And missed again. Boy, a couple of one under pressure, but also Pretty missed a shot he normally would make. We get a foul on the rebound that will go against Keaton Putoff, and now he has 2 fouls. Quatman back into the game for DeMar.
Well, it was a great play by Willie Foster. Couldn't convert, and then Jordan Pretty couldn't convert, but Angelo Collins was there to grab that rebound, and unfortunately Putoff ran right into him and got tagged for the foul.
Willie Foster, who racks up steals like crazy for this team, and got one right there. Collins spins in the lane. Jump hook is short. Lenhart's rebounds.
I think that's a good take by Angelo Collins, though. Good look, open, just couldn't get it to fall.
Rogan Muther went to the rim and couldn't score. Carson Parker will head the other way with numbers. It's 3-on-2. Pretty pull-up jumper. Short. Tiemann rebounds. Put off out ahead of the pack, and he lost the basketball, and Muther went and got it. Pull-up jumper for Muther. That one will bounce in for Rogan. He's got a basket now in the game. They're scrambling right there.
Yeah, a little bit. We've seen a really slow game. You know, both teams playing half-court offense, but there was a little bit of running there in New Bremen. I don't think they want to do that for too long, but they did a nice job of converting, cutting this lead to 9.
Willie Foster. Muther comes out to challenge him, and now Quatman. Willie directed somebody to get to the free throw line area. That's where Collins is. And now Carson Parker flashes there. Carson Parker, really nice jump hook in the lane. He's got 4 points in the game.
Well, he's dangerous there, Mark, because he's so skilled. I mean, he's athletic, but his skill level is so high, they're going to have a really difficult time defending him at the free throw line.
The lead's back to 11. Rogan Muther. Spin dribble. Lenhart's. Tiemann pressured. Pass inside. Zeller. Good pass, good catch, good basket. Zeller's got 8.
Yeah, it started with Aaron Tiemann, made a nice dribble behind his back, then a beautiful pass to Hayden Zeller. Zeller did a nice job of using the backboard and getting more points.
Pretty out of that corner again. He's got 13 in the game. That's his third made three-point field goal. Speedway Lanes is our three-point field goal sponsor this evening.
Mark, I've seen Jordan Pretty go off. They've got to figure him out.
Tip up. That'll count for Tiemann. Aaron's first basket of the game.
And that might be the first time I've seen LCC be a little bit lazy on defense. New Bremen did a nice job of following, getting the offensive rebound, and getting points that they badly need.
Willie Foster directing traffic. And we're going to get a timeout from Coach Powell. It's a Metzger Financial Services timeout. You're watching high school basketball on WOSN. We've had 5 made three-point field goals tonight. Our three-point field goal sponsor is Speedway Lanes in New Bremen. Speedway Lanes brings family and friends together with bowling fun and great food for everyone. We appreciate their sponsorship. First timeout for Coach Powell, up by 10. Changed his strategy this time. He put Pretty in a foul line there and started running corner to corner off of screens. DeMar Foster, Quatman.
Like I mentioned earlier, I like the patience from LCC. They're not rushing it. They're waiting until they get the right cut. Looking for Carson Parker at the free throw line. Jordan Pretty has been running that baseline all night. They've had a really difficult time guarding him, especially in the corner, on all those triples he's hit so far.
Burke. Got that zone spread out. Billy's going to work the lane and give it up to Quatman. And DeMar Foster. Pretty's back in that right baseline corner again where he has been so dangerous tonight. Burke inside is tipped away on a good defensive play by Rylan Busey, but he's going to call for the foul, I think. That is correct. Actually went through the defender or the offensive player and knocked him into him.
Well, it looked like he was defending well. Looks like he was denying that pass. It's going to be interesting to see here on a replay. Did he have his backhand on him, grabbing him? I'm not sure. It's tough to see, but yeah. I think he had his backhand on tugging the jersey, which is where they call the foul.
Under 3 to go in our opening half. DeMar Foster to Parker, and that ball's tipped out of bounds, but went off of Parker. Aaron Tiemann. And now Jackson Lenhart's. Jackson turns the corner, goes to the rim. Shoots it a bit hard. Burke rebounds the backside. Comes the T-Birds in a hurry. And then they reset. Burke in the foul line area. Turnaround jumper for Billy goes.
That's one guy that, you hear so much about Foster and Parker and Pretty, but Billy Burke does a lot of unseen things, and I think especially defensively tonight he's done a good job of hanging around the rim, getting rebounds. He comes up big on the offensive end.
This goes out of the corner from Busey. Nope, Parker with another rebound. Numbers the other way for the Thunderbirds. And he throws it up in the air, and we get a dunk from Willie Foster.
Created by Carson
assist.
Parker. Wow.
Yes, sir. 3 ball goes for Jackson Lenhartz. He nails a Speedway Lanes 3-point field goal.
It's been a fun 30 seconds here, Mark. We've seen a triple and a dunk.
Burke inside. Carson Parker out of the corner for 3. Tiemann rebounds. Tiemann for a deep 3. Aaron Tiemann got 35 of those on the season. Another 3-point field goal for Speedway Lanes.
If you're LCC, the last thing you want to do is give New Bremen some confidence, and they're starting to gain it here in this second quarter.
DeMar Foster, that was an assist from Carson Parker.
Said he's the glue. Carson Parker finding who he needs to. Nice play by Foster to get that one to fall.
10-point lead again as we have 60 seconds to go in the opening half. Busey in the corner, looks inside, put off, nowhere to go, doubled up. Lenhartz for 3, another one for him. He's got 8. Things are heating up here.
3 triples in the last minute, Mark, from New Bremen. Like I said, you do not want to give them confidence. Their fans are on their feet. They're feeling like they can compete with LCC.
Good flurry here before the end of the half, and the Thunderbirds wisely going to hold it up and get last shot, see if they can quell that momentum a little bit. Willie Foster playing pitch and catch out front with DeMar. I just get the feeling this is a big possession right here. Either a stop by New Bremen or a score by Thunderbirds. Pretty for 3. Tiemann rebounds. Aaron Tiemann from midcourt. Right on the rim, but fell just a shade short. New Bremen rallies at the end of the quarter. It's going to be 32-25 lead for the Thunderbirds. You're watching high school basketball at WOSN. Halftime at Wapakana High School. Tonight's halftime adjustment is brought to you by Lima Chevrolet Cadillac, the area's premier Chevrolet and Cadillac dealer in the greater Lima area. Serving Lima for over 100 years, we are proud to call this our home. That quarter, John Zerbe went 18-14 in favor of New Bremen, most of which came in the last 3 minutes.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, like we said, that last flurry, I think that's the adjective you said. I love that because the reality is that New Bremen got going.
Yes.
And they were struggling to hit shots in that last minute there, got back into the game. I think they go into halftime here feeling really good about themselves and where they stand.
LCC's led in scoring by Jordan Purdy. He's got 13 points, including 3 3-point field goals, 7 for DeMar Foster, 8 for Jackson Lenhart, 8 for Hayden Zeller. Halftime adjustment for both teams, John.
Well, I think if you're New Bremen, this sounds really simple, but they have to hit shots. I mean, when they hit shots, they had a lot of turnovers in the first quarter, which put them behind the 8 ball, but when they started knocking down shots in the second quarter, that's when they really limited LCC in their possessions. I think if you're LCC, I feel like the last 3 minutes of the second quarter, they got complacent on defense. They just kind of let New Bremen do what they wanted to do, didn't rebound real well. I think if you're Coach Powell right now, you have to tell them, we have to play 4 quarters, guys. We can't take any time off.
The third 8 minutes are coming up after this. Our halftime adjustments tonight have been brought to you by Lima Chevrolet Cadillac, the area's premier Chevrolet and Cadillac dealer in the greater Lima area. Serving Lima for over 100 years, we are proud to call this our home. Halftime almost over. Thunderbirds 32, Cardinals 25. You're watching high school basketball at WOSN. We're back at Wapakana High School, where tonight's free throw sponsor is Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken in Lima, Wapak, Delphos, and in same areas. You can call Lee's for all your catering needs. Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, where home style happens here. Mark Shine, John Zerbe. John, a lot of times coaches talk about the first 3 minutes of a half, really key. I think tonight, the way New Bremen finished that half, this next 3 minutes are really important.
I think so, and I think for them, can they continue the momentum that they built the last couple minutes of the second quarter? And if you're LCC, you got to put a stop to that. You got to get back to what was happening in the first quarter where you were getting Jordan Pretty open, you're hitting triples, Carson Parker was finding people, dishing the ball out. I think this first 3 minutes, like you said, is going to be critical to see where we finish in the fourth quarter.
LCC quarter scores of 18 and 14. Jordan Pretty has 13, 7 for DeMar Foster, 4 each for Willie Foster and Carson Parker. For New Bremen, they have quarter scores of 7 and 18. Jackson Lenhartz, Hayden Zeller each have 8. Aaron Tiemann has 5 for them. And it will be Thunderbird basketball as we start half number 2. The winner comes back on the Friday night at 6 o'clock to play the winner of our second game this evening. That would be fellow MAC schools, Marion Local and St. Henry. Waiting for somebody. There comes Billy Burke to take the ball inbounds. And the third quarter is set to go when we get 8 minutes on the board. And we've got an issue. Clock won't work. There it goes.
We know. I was quickly going to blame Bill Sammons.
Yeah, I know. Me too. He was sitting right there.
He was in the vicinity, so he would have been easy to blame.
Mike Watt came over and fixed it. Tournament manager extraordinaire. Yep. All right, here is DeMar Foster, Jordan Pretty, Willie Foster. Down in the corner goes Jordan Pretty. That right corner's been his homeland tonight. And DeMar Foster. A slow look here. Flashed Parker. This might be good for the Thunderbirds, kind of get everything calmed down a little bit. Parker throws it into Burke. Well done, but Zeller came in and got a block. Tiemann will go the other way.
New Bremen did a nice job of extending their defense, but they recovered quickly when Parker found Burke inside, getting the block and then getting the turnover.
Rogan Muther looks inside. That ball's tipped and it went off the hands of Jackson Lenhart. Good defensive play.
Well, and I look back on what LCC did in that first quarter to jump out to that 18-7 lead mark, and it was defense. They were creating turnovers. They were getting points off of the turnover. Didn't happen much in the second quarter, and like I said at halftime, I think they got to step up the defensive intensity.
Although a turnover, that was better than a live ball turnover right there, which they had some to start the basketball game as well. Willie Foster. Parker flashes in the free throw line area. Carson Parker has the first basket of the second half. He has 6 points in the game.
They have so many elite scores, but I think if you're LCC and you just need a bucket, look for Carson Parker. He's going to either hit it himself or he's going to find somebody.
Put off, pulls up for a three, and Carson Parker high for the rebound. They've got numbers. Willie goes into dunk and missed it. Challenged by Putoff.
I love the aggressiveness by Willie Foster. I mean, it didn't really look like he had a clear path to get to the bucket, but he went for it anyway.
Rogan Muther spins into the lane. Jackson Lenhartz for three. Jordan Pretty fighting on the backside and comes up with the rebound. 4-on-3. DeMar Foster pull up three. DeMar Foster's got 10 in the game as he makes a Speedway Lanes 3-point field goal.
Is it safe to say LCC's not a half-court team? They're just not. I mean, and so when they can get out in transition, nice answer by Aaron Tiemann.
Aaron Tiemann from the parking lot. Another Speedway Lanes 3-point field goal takes the lead back to 9.
I will say this, as soon as LCC gets going, New Bremen keeps answering. I can't even finish a thought because they're quickly down the floor hitting triples. LCC's got to extend that defense.
Muther matched up with Pretty out front. Carson Parker in the free throw lane area, spins in the lane again. Left-handed push shot, rolls around and goes in.
That's where I think there's a mismatch. When he's in the lane, he's extremely difficult to defend.
Tiemann wanted to get that one off, but Willie Foster got to him in a hurry. Into the lane goes Jackson Lenhart. He's got double figures now with 10.
It's that confidence that built in that second quarter. You can see it in New Bremen. They're not afraid. They have some confidence in taking the ball to the hole.
DeMar Foster in the lane. Kick on the corner to Pretty. Burke battles for the rebound, comes up with it. Tiemann tries to get it away from him. Burke fights away and scores. Billy Burke with 4.
Well, they're doing everything they can to keep Jordan Pretty from shooting the basketball. That's what New Bremen needs to do. But with that said, that leaves Billy Burke opportunities, Carson Parker opportunities to light up the scoreboard.
Muther. Lenhartz again. Into the lane he goes. Spin move, turnaround jumper. DeMar Foster rebounds. Tiemann gets a steal. Zeller pull-up jumper from 15 is a bit hard. There's another rebound from Carson Parker. Willie Foster for 3. Zeller battles with Burke, and the ball comes up to Pretty. Burke inside, turnaround jumper. Tiemann high for the rebound. Muther lost it. Willie Foster head the other way and lost control of the ball. Tiemann challenged him, but Willie gets to the rim and scores. Willie's got 6, and we get a timeout. Metzger Financial Services timeout. You're watching high school basketball, WOSN. With a 13-point lead, Coach Powell calls timeout. Our timeouts are sponsored by Metzger Financial Services, helping you plan your financial future. You can call 419-225-6067 or visit MetzgerFinancialServices.com. A little bit too helter-skelter for Coach Powell.
I tell you, it got a little bit where, like, the first minute or two was okay, but I feel like both teams really tightened up there. I mean, I felt like they came out loose and tightened up, and I think Coach Powell was just saying, hey, we need to get ourselves under control and make sure that we get a good look at the hoop instead of just going down there and kind of, like you said, helter-skelter and not doing the things that we want to do.
Put off on the baseline. Out on top it goes to Gavin Quellhouse. He checked in along with Ryland Busey at that timeout. Tiemann backs down. Tiemann step-back jumper, floats it in. He's got 10 in the game.
Yeah, Aaron Tiemann's done a really good job of playing aggressive defense most of the night, trying to follow some of the prolific scores from LCC, but also offensively.
Willie Foster gets a 3 look that bounces around. Pretty rebounds, and we're going to get a foul inside. Jordan Pretty's a little bit of everything tonight.
Yeah, he's done a good job of rebounding and getting himself second opportunities. But that's one of the things I'm trying to notice here. LCC's taking the ball to the hole, but not a lot of pump fakes to get New Bremen off their feet. I think this could be something here where if they could just get to the free throw line and knock down some free throws, they could really extend this lead.
Pretty's 14th point to the game is a Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken free throw. Angelo Collins in, Matthew Quatman in. Jordan Pretty had 13 in the opening half. That's his first point of half number 2. Collins battled for the rebound, almost got it, but instead it went to Keaton Putoff. This is Busey, who came in just a moment ago. Tiemann spins into the lane, works, and lost the basketball. Numbers the other way. Willie Foster goes to the rim and will draw a foul against Ryland Busey. Ryland's second foul.
But again, getting yourself to the rim, you see the turnover. Foster gets out quickly. Nice job by Busey to get back and get in front of Willie Foster, but Foster's going to have an opportunity now for some free throws to extend this LCC lead.
Thank you to Burke Petroleum for sponsoring our replays this evening. His free throw bounces around and gives him 7 in the game. Back into the game comes Jackson Lenhartz and Rogan Muther. The lead's back to 13. Second one as well. Willie has struggled at the free throw line this year, but made both of those. About the only thing he struggled at this year.
Yeah, just under 50% shooting, from the free throw line, but man, he can do it all.
And this will be a New Bremen timeout, trailing by 14. You're watching high school basketball on WOSN. Tonight's scoreboard sponsor is Ultimate Outdoor. Bring resort-style living to your backyard every day with luxury outdoor space by Ultimate Outdoor. Automated pergolas, retractable walls and screens, outdoor furniture, and outdoor kitchens. Thank you for this sponsorship. Mesco Financial Services at timeout, trailing by 14 for Coach Corey Stevens. See what he comes up with coming out of the timeout. Tiemann gets a high post screen and goes right to the rim, but missed a shot. He wanted a foul. Officials didn't see it that way.
That was a good look for Aaron Tiemann, just couldn't get it to fall, and Jordan Pretty there for another rebound as LCC does turn the ball over on this possession.
There's Tiemann ahead of the pack. He goes to the rim and finishes. Set that up by tipping the ball loose from behind. He's got 12 in the game, 7 in this quarter, and forces a steal, not quite. And we're going to get a carry on the basketball, so it is a turnover. Willie Foster will re-enter. So does Billy Burke.
You know, it's something that when New Bremen's been aggressive around the rim, but beyond the three-point line, they haven't really been. I mean, they've extended, but not enough to create turmoil for LCC. They have this last possession, 2 turnovers right in a row.
Tiemann. Quellhorst. And now Ryland Busey. Three's a little bit long. Carson Parker rebounds. You know a good thing about Carson Parker when he rebounds? You don't need to worry about an outlet pass.
Nope.
Tiemann picks up his second foul. Third of the quarter. Put off back in. Zeller back in.
Mark, I've come to the conclusion that when Carson Parker has the ball, you really don't have to worry about anything. He's going to do it all.
That's a good point.
And he just, you know, I sing his praises every time I do a game of his, but he just impresses me more and more every time I watch him.
DeMar Foster with a trap out front to Willie. Here's Carson Parker. Finds the right guy pretty in the corner. And Quellhorst tips the rebound to himself.
It's a good possession for LCC. That's what they wanted. They wanted Pretty for
Quellhorst,
that
deep
shot.
three, bounces around, scramble to the corner. Carson Parker's there first, and he's got numbers ahead. And Willie Foster will be fouled. That will be on Rogan Muther as he finishes.
Well, and I think he lost possession. I think he was going for another dunk and lost possession there just a little bit. And Muther makes the mistake of trying to undercut him. Foster already at the rim. Easy 2 points. Now he's going to get the old-fashioned three-point play opportunity.
Quatman into the basketball game. And I guess it's Jordan Pretty's turn to sit down. Willie Foster, 10 in the game. This would give him 11 if it drops. And that it does. The lead's to 15.
It's been a quiet gap, Mark. You really haven't, you know, New Bremen's hung around, but LCC has quietly extended this lead.
Zeller into the lane, contested though by Burke, and did Billy body him out of the way? That he did.
Yep.
Billy Burke's second foul.
That's pretty good defense by Billy Burke.
It was. Aiden Zeller, 69.8% free throw shooter, will go to the line, shoot our Lee's famous recipe chicken free throws. 0.9 for him, his first of the second half.
And early, he was kind of the key cog of New Bremen, keeping them close. He struggled that third quarter only to get 1 point.
DeMar Foster soars in to grab the rebound from the second space. Coach Powell yelling last shot. Willie Foster doubled out front. And gets it to his brother DeMar. And he carried the basketball on the sideline. 7.3 to go for the Cardinals to get a shot. That'll bring Tiemann into the game.
One of the things New Bremen did at the end of the second quarter was go on a little run there and score a bunch of points in a short amount of time. Well, they don't have much time left here in the third quarter, but they could get 2 more points to end the third, which they badly need.
Rogan Muther trying to get inside to do something. Spins in the lane. A little jumper is short, and that will bring the third quarter to an end. The Thunderbirds 49, the Cardinals 35. You're watching high school basketball on WOSN. We're back at Wapakoneta High School. Tonight's instant replay sponsor is Burke Petroleum, now offering propane for residential, farm, commercial, and industrial users. Burke Petroleum, dependable, available, 800-776-3097. And Speedway Lanes, our three-point sponsor this evening. They're in New Bremen. Speedway Lanes brings family and friends together with bowling, fun, and great food for everyone. That quarter was a 17-10 Thunderbird quarter, and they will take a 14-point lead to the fourth. Jordan Priddy has 14, 11 for Willie Foster, 8 for Carson Parker, 10 for DeMar Foster. On the other side, Tiemann has 12, Jackson Leonard has 10, and Hayden Zeller has 9. And it will be Cardinal basketball.
Well, and I think if LCC accomplished one thing in that third quarter, it was to demoralize New Bremen. And you can feel it. I mean, you can see it in their kids' eyes. They know that they have a massive gap to make up this quarter if they're going to have an opportunity to come out of here with a win.
That ball's tipped out of bounds by Carson Parker. Yeah, they need a spark, don't they? They need something good to happen here in the first minute or two and give them some hope, and see what happens with this team. It's a team that has been coming back all year long. Here's Tiemann. Working on Willie Foster. Can't get away from him. Putoff throws it inside, and Carson Parker knocked the ball out of bounds. Logan Muther will be the inbounder. And he looks and looks and looks and finally has to throw it way out on top, and Lenhartz gets the basketball. Tiemann, deep three, that's blocked by Willie Foster. Tiemann again, kick out. Lenhartz gets a three look. That might be what they need to get him going. Jackson Lenhartz makes a Speedway Lane three-point field goal.
And they've had success behind the arc tonight. They've shot the ball well from the triple. I think they need to make up a lot of points right now, and that may be that opportunity for them.
Jordan Priddy in the corner, bounce passes inside to Burke, left one-on-one, gets his own rebound, goes back up, gets his own rebound again, and we're going to get a foul. Billy Burke battling inside.
So how can you not like the hustle of Billy Burke? He does such a good job of trying to get the ball to go in the hole. He can't, but he keeps after it and playing aggressively and giving it his all.
That foul went to Hayden Zeller. That's Hayden's second of the game, and just the first here in quarter number 4. Here's Burke again in the lane.
Well, and LCC can be as patient as they want right now. New Bremen's not in that situation. At some point, they're going to have to extend this defense, which is going to open up Carson Parker.
Jackson Lenhartz rebounds. New Bremen can cut it under double figures with a basket here. Tiemann. And now Jackson Lenhartz. He gets another three look. And who hit it out of bounds? It went off of DeMar Foster.
DeMar Foster does a nice job of getting elevated. Just got his hands on it and couldn't bring it down, but he did a good job of boxing out and being in the right position.
Tiemann into the corner, and right away Willie Foster gets to him. He has played a nice job defensively tonight, and in doing so, Tiemann lost it off his foot.
Just by moving his feet, Mark. I mean, he really didn't do anything else besides moving his feet, getting his body in front, and creating a turnover.
Well, you know, we typically think of Willie being a dynamic offensive player, which he is, but tonight he has defended well against Tiemann. First-team all-conference player in the MAC. And he just broke a trap right there. Priddy throws it inside. And Burke was going to take a pass from Carson Parker up, and Billy Burke was fouled.
I love the unselfishness there from all the T-Birds. I mean, you had Willie Foster get the ball over to Jordan Priddy, who kicked it to Carson Parker, quickly back to Billy Burke, and Burke's going to get his opportunity now to get to this free throw line.
Putoff becomes the first player in the game to get 3 fouls. Billy Burke makes the first of his Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken free throws. He's got 5 points in the game. And now he's got 6. Averages 5.6 on the season. It's back to a 13-point game. Putoff looks and finally finds Lenhartz. Zeller, deep three. Hayden Zeller's got 12 in the game on a Speedway Lanes 3-point field goal. And his coach takes a Metzger Financial Services timeout. 5:40 to go. T-Birds up 10. You're watching high school basketball on WOSN. Our timeouts then are brought to you by Metzger Financial Services, helping you plan your financial future. You can call 419-225-6067 or visit MetzgerFinancialServices.com. New Bremen, Coach Corey Stevens has called his third timeout. They've gotten the lead down to 10. It will be Lima Central Catholic basketball out of bounds. 7 made 3-point field goals on the game for New Bremen. 5 have been made tonight by Lima Central Catholic. Zeller's got 2. 3 by Jackson Lenhart, 2 by Aaron Tiemann, 3 by Jordan Priddy, and 2 by DeMar Foster this evening. 3-point line.
I got to give a lot of credit to New Bremen, Mark, because every time you kind of feel like LCC's maybe going to push this thing, blow it wide open, they creep back. They answer. LCC goes down and gets a triple. New Bremen answers with a triple. I just give them a lot of credit for continuing to claw back into this game.
They extend the press some, but Carson Parker breaks it. Now splits traffic, and Priddy gets an easy basket thanks to Carson Parker.
Beautiful pass. Nice job by Jordan Priddy to knock it down.
That ball's tipped loose by Willie Foster. To the rim he goes, and he finishes. There's that Willie Foster defense again. He's got 13 in the game as well. Lenhart's short pull-up. That's a nice shot by Jackson. Lenhart's in traffic. He's got 15 in the game now. Under 5.
It's almost like New Bremen plays better when their back's against the wall.
There's another really nice pass. That came from Willie to Jordan Priddy. Jordan's got points 17 and 18.
Jordan Priddy's doing a good job of getting down on the baseline and just running it. And they're finding him open underneath the basket.
Foul will go against Jordan Priddy, just his first of the game and first of the fourth quarter. I think the Thunderbirds came in prepared to attack a zone that was big and spread out, and they have passed the ball very well this evening.
Yeah, they've been coached up well. I mean, I don't think they've looked flustered at any point. They knew exactly what they wanted to do. They've executed the entire night. Very well coached job tonight by Coach Powell.
Priddy knocks the ball out of bounds. He and Putoff were on the sideline. 4:33 to go. Cord cutters can watch WSN for free with an antenna on 44.2. Use our app for only $8 per month. You can sign up at app.wsn.tv too. And Carson Parker battling out front. He goes to the rim and he challenges Lenhart. Foster missed a tip on. Got a couple guys on the floor. Here's Tiemann out in transition. And Tiemann missed a shot. Priddy battles for the rebound. And I think Keaton Putoff just got foul number 4. Billy Burke checking on Press Pro's lead writer in the baseline there. And one of the really good photographers around too.
Well, it was getting pretty aggressive down there, and a couple guys spilling into the table, and I love the sportsmanship by both New Bremen and LCC, checking to make sure the media guys were okay, and that's a direct show of sportsmanship right there.
I read Press Pros every day. DeMar Foster, cross court, Matthew Quatman, 14-point lead, halfway through quarter number 4. Parker in the middle, and he just ball fakes and scores. You're going to take away my pass, I'll score. Carson Parker's now a double-figure scorer with 10. Lenhart's for 3. Tiemann rebounds, and Burke stole a pass that was going to go to Zeller. Hayden Zeller picks up his 3rd foul. Angelo Collins, Willie Foster into the game. Coach has done a nice job of rotating 7 guys in, too.
I tell you, LCC has developed their bench. Earlier in the year they were just trying to figure things out, and then I watched them mid-year, and they had a pretty good rotation, but I really liked the rotation tonight at key moments when guys needed a break or just a minute. Like you mentioned earlier in the game, it was a big game, maybe just getting a minute to take a breath.
That was one of those. Priddy was ready to load up and shoot it before he actually caught it. on a pass that was a very difficult bounce pass to catch. Catch had a lot of steam on it. He'll turn it over and go to Bremen. Rylan Busey to be the inbounder. Tiemann and Willie Foster on him like he has been all evening. Zeller against Collins. And Willie Foster rebounds. Stay with us when this comes to an end. We'll be doing our Stolly Hustle Award win in our post-game show. Carson Parker back out top. DeMar Foster. And they can be as patient as they want. Under 3. Zeller gets a steal, though. And he gets fouled from behind by Jordan Pretty. Jordan's second, team second of quarter 4. And that will bring Matthew Quatman into the game and also Jackson Lenhartz. Rogan Muther into the backcourt. Tiemann has got Quatman with him this time. Spins into the lane, and that shot will be short. But because of the foul that was occurred by Matthew Quatman into the free throw line, will go Aaron Tiemann. He will shoot Lee's famous recipe chickens. Free throws.
2 guys for New Bremen tonight. I thought Hayden Zeller did a really nice job of keeping things rolling for the Cardinals, but Aaron Tiemann's been extremely impressive to me. Really doing a good job on the defensive end, but offensively as well. He's got himself not only to the free throw line, 13 points so far tonight, but he's just been active on the defensive end, creating turnovers, and then offensively, when they need a bucket, he's answered.
Bounces in his free throw for points 13 and 14, and the lead is at 14. Burke, cross-court pass, Quatman saves it to Burke, and Tiemann whacked him on the arm for Aaron's 3rd foul, and it will be 2-shot bonus time for Billy Burke. That was actually Tiemann's 4th foul. I missed one earlier. So he joins Keaton Putoff in the 4-foul category. Billy Burke to the free throw line. 76% free throw shooter on the season. He's made all 3 of his free throws this evening. Billy's now got 8 points in the game.
You know, he averages almost 6 points a game, so a little bit above his average. But, you know, when you get this deep into the tournament, Mark, you need everybody to contribute. I like Billy Burke's effort tonight. I feel like he's really stepped up and been there when they needed him.
Burke in the lane is going to kick it out to Willie Foster. And then Carson Parker will be fouled by Jackson Lenhartz. John, I was fortunate to be at the Lima Senior LCC game, and when that game was over, I said, Billy Burke just played the best half of basketball I've seen him play in his career, and if he continues to play that way, that will make this team even better, and he has.
I think his game is developed. I think he can do more than just be around the rim and play defense. You can see that he's added some offense to his game. He's come through tonight, hit free throws, which we know is going to be critical. But I think he's just been smart. I mean, whenever they need him to pass, he's dished the ball well. So Billy Burke really coming up big in these last few weeks of the season.
Carson Parker misses the first of his Lee's famous recipe chicken free throws. And that will bring Zach Wiedemann into the game. He is a 6-foot senior for New Bremen. Aaron Tiemann will sit down. Parker again. And that is his 11th point of the basketball game. Lenhartz out front, it goes to Putoff. Keaton throws it inside to Wiedemann. It's blocked by Burke, and he controls his own. You know, typically the big guy hammers that one out of bounds. Kept it to himself. That will be a foul that will take place on Wiedemann. Zach picks up his first foul to the free throw line. Will go DeMar Foster.
It's an athletic move by Billy Burke, but I think it's more just because he's under control, Mark. He's not like trying to jump and swat at it. He's just in good position, getting his arms up, and so he's under control so that once he does block the shot, he's able to be there and create the turnover as well.
It's DeMar's 11th point as he makes a Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken free throw. Number 14, Grant Dickey, will enter the basketball game for New Bremen. Here comes Parker Judy back into the game. He played well in the opening quarter, and he will take Jordan Pretty's place. Also into the game will be number 11, Aaron Hutchins. And he will take Willie Foster's place this evening. Here's DeMar looking at point 12 if he can knock this one down. Collins had the rebound for second and lost it out of bounds. Sam Bernhold will enter now for the Cardinals. This is Rylan Busey with the basketball, and he's working the lane and goes up in traffic and will draw a foul from Angelo Collins, and will go to the free throw line.
It's a nice opportunity for some new faces to get in the game and experience this district atmosphere. You know, if you're LCC, you know you're moving on. You've got a big lead here, and you have to feel good about what happened here tonight. But if you're New Bremen, you know, you've made a big jump in your program. Coach Corey Stevens in year 5 has done a really nice job of kind of getting things turned around at New Bremen, and their program is really headed in the right direction.
Bussey makes the first free throw, his first point of the game. And that one will not go. Collins rebounds. I missed number 12. Malachi Talbert had entered a moment ago for the Thunderbirds as well. Quatman playing pitch and catch out front. Hutchins. We approach 60 seconds to go, and that will be a foul out front on Zach Wiedemann. His second. Into the free throw line will go Matthew Quatman. Waiting at the scorer's table is number 23 for New Bremen, Owen Rindler. And Quatman will bounce a free throw in for his first points of the game.
I think Matthew Quatman, you know, really nice athlete, comes in and does a lot of, you know, things for the T-Birds. I like how he came in and did some unselfish things. Now get an opportunity to get on the scoreboard, but he plays hard. I'll tell you, he's a good athlete, plays hard. I like his aggressiveness out there.
Makes both of his Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken free throws. Working the lane or trying to is Zach Wiedemann, has to pass it back out. This is Bernhold, and then into the hands of Dickey. To this corner it goes to Wiedemann again. And he eventually finds Owen Rindler and knocked out of bounds by Quatman. 35.3 seconds to go in this one. And to the rim, and finishing at the rim is Zach Wiedemann for his first basket of the evening. And let's see if the Thunderbirds say we've had enough. Ball's tipped loose by Wiedemann. And he throws it head to a teammate and right to the rim, and scoring at the rim is Grant Dickey. Passed by Wiedemann as we're under 10. And Lima Central Catholic will take a 65-50 victory, and they will move into the district final game on Friday night. That will be against the winner of our second game, and that will be at 6 p.m. John and I are going to take a break, talk about a Sally Hustle Award winner, and come back with some final thoughts. You're watching high school basketball on WOSN. We're back at Wapakoneta High School. Lima Central Catholic has taken a 65-victory victory in this district semifinal game against the New Bremen Cardinals. Time for our Stalley Hustle Award winner. You can check out highlights of tonight's Stalley Hustle Award winner in the WSN YouTube page. John Zerby, we talked for a little bit. We decided to name tonight Willie Foster as our Stalley Hustle Award winner.
Yeah, and I think the important thing that we've seen Willie Foster do, we've seen the dynamic offensive player that he is. I mean, we've seen the dunk and a couple times at the rim, how fun that is. But he created a lot of that defensively, getting after it, getting steals, turnovers. Willie Foster, I think, really was a game changer tonight for the T-Birds.
He was. New Bremen win the season at 11-14. They were 4-5 in the MAC conference. They had 15 tonight from Jackson Leonards, 14 from Aaron Tiemann, 12 from Hayden Zeller, quarter scores of 7, 18, 10, and 15. But, John, as I look at Lima Central Catholic, I see Jordan Pretty, 18, Willie Foster, 13, Carson Parker, 11, DeMar Foster, 11, and Billy Burke missed double figures by 2 because he had 8. Great balance tonight.
Yeah, and at all times they needed those guys. I feel like it wasn't like a burst of 9 points. I mean, they spread it out the entire game. And to me, that's the sign of such a good, well-coached team is when they can distribute it like that.
And they will go to 23-2 on the season. Quarter scores 18, 14, 17, and 16. They will be back here Friday night to play the winner of our second game between Marion Local and St. Henry. And we will be here as well for that matchup. Lima Central Catholic 65, New Bremen 50. You've been watching high school basketball on WOSN.